तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्मच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती सरस्वती.
Om Shanti. Good morning to you all. I hope everybody is fine in this heat. Drink lots of water. Today's subject we have chosen faith. What is real faith? Why are most people trapped by fears and worries? Because they lack faith. But what is faith? Is it positive thinking? A feeling? One's church affiliation? The belief that Jesus died for your sins? Confidence? Hope? Or is it something far more? Why do millions misunderstand this subject? We've got Didi Sig. Hang on.
It's not easy. Sigrun. Sigrun. You will think about Arun and put Sig in front.
Absolutely. We've got Didi Sigrun to explain everything. All yours, Didi.
Okay, thank you. Yes, my name is Sigrun Stefansdóttir, and I'm based in London, but I'm originally from Iceland. And many things are different in Iceland, especially versus India. And like my name, it is Sigrun, and then my last name is Stefansdóttir. That means I'm daughter of Stefan. And even when I get married, it doesn't change. So you always carry your father's name, and the same with the male, they carry their father's name. So there is like no caste system, there are no, it's just always, so my children would carry my husband's name as a last name. It's quite different from everywhere else in the world. And I have been practicing Raja Yoga meditation for 13 years. But it came into my mind when I was waiting for this to start that I have a very colorful background. And one of the things I used to do, I used to be in politics. And I started my political journey with women. It was a women group, and there were only women there. And I was thinking about the beauty of women to stick together and women supporting each other. It's such a beautiful, and it's so necessary to have female friends and have someone to share with and be in a group with women. And somehow through my life, I have created this habit of, I feel like it's easier for me to understand when women talk rather than men speaks. You know, when I'm listening to talks or speeches or things like that. And when I came to Brahma Kumari, I thought, okay, this is why, you know, I've always somehow been attracted to listen more to women than men. But we have this vast topic on faith, and it's like a little bit like a mystery because, of course, religion is often it's talk about faith in religions, but what I would like to talk about more today is faith in the self. And what is it how do we create it, and where does it come from? Some are very confident and feel like they have all the faith in the world, and they're capable of doing everything, you know. But this is a very, like I say, it's very subtle where it comes from. And the opposite of faith is like doubt. When you create a doubt, that is the opposite of faith. And immediately when doubt creeps in or comes in, you are in a way putting hindrance in your path, whether it's spiritual path or just being on a diet or whatever it is. When it's there comes a doubt, you are stopping yourself. So the faith in self comes a lot from your self-talk. How you think about yourself, how you talk about yourself, what do you say to yourself. So there is this saying, you can be your best friend or you could be your worst enemy. And if you don't like yourself, you cannot expect others to like you. That's just how it is. We have to like ourselves. And what struck me a lot when I started on this journey was that somewhere I heard, is that you only get the amount of respect from others as your self-respect is. So if I don't have self-respect, I won't get respect from others. So it's all about starting on our homework. And we also have the saying, charity begins at home. And in the beginning, I always thought about it as my family. Then later on, I realized it's about my inner world, to create this nice relationship with myself and having faith in myself, and stop this negative thinking and this down spiral thinking when something goes wrong. We tend to, if something goes wrong, we spiral down. And what Raj Yoga meditation does, it's like it's strengthening our powers. We get more power and more inner strength, and it becomes easier to take the right decisions for myself. And this is what I truly have experienced on my journey, because after being meditating for 7 years, and I was going to a center where I was the only student and there was just one teacher. There was no one else started on this path. And I used to think about how on earth can this be? I must need to be in some communication with what we call the Brahmin family. And then I got this opportunity to move to London and stay in Global Cooperation House in London. And it was a big step of courage, and it took a lot of faith to move from another country, move a country from Iceland to London. And I am a mother of 3 children, but they were all grown up. But I took this decision and I did it, and it was not always easy. But when time passed, I became more happy, and I really like this and love this. It was a lot of test paper on this journey, but it took a lot of faith, and somehow internally, I always had this deep recognition of this is the best thing for me to do for my progress. So I was like putting myself in priority, because I used to be what you can call like a people pleaser. I always wanted everyone to like me. I always wanted everyone to be good. Of course, there was not much opposition. My children accepted. I spoke to them before I moved. I had divorced before I started to meditate. And so my children were not giving me an obstacle in this, but sometimes it takes a lot of courage to take a step that is good for you, and it needs a lot of faith. And what is it that stops us? It is the opinions of others, or the obstacles that come from others. People tell you that this is not the right thing to do. And people are still asking me, when are you going to come back to Iceland? Why are you not here for us? But they are not thinking of what is best for me. They are thinking of what's best for them. They want to have me there. My children are not asking. They just allow me to stay. They are just very, very cooperative. But it is both external hindrance and internal that stop and reduce our faith. When other people start to tell me that this is not the right thing, I should not do this, and it can be big thing like this, moving a country. It even can just a little thing by changing your diet. In my life, I've twice done like a dramatic change in my diet. First, when I started to follow Brahma Kumaris, because I was not vegetarian. And people ask me all kinds of questions. Where do you get your proteins? Where do you get this? How are you going to survive on this? And those of you who have changed your diet, you know. And then later on, in the beginning of COVID, I started to be on a raw diet. And I got all the same questions, again, people were doubting that this was the right things to do. And so you have to have a lot of self-trust and faith in self, and not allowing these opinions of others to change your decision. Stay with yourself. Like I say, be your best friend, and don't be your worst enemy. It's very important to, if you take a decision, not allowing the external and the internal, but of course the internal comes from negative thinking and low self-respect and low self-esteem. So to build up inner faith is to appreciate yourself, love yourself, and encourage yourself, and be brave. Because when we take one step of courage, somehow we get 100-fold help. That's how it is. And the beauty of meditation is that it creates clarity, and it creates it's easier to take the right decisions. Like I said before, it's easier to see what is best for me to grow. And on this spiritual path, we are growing, and that means we will get challenges, but it wouldn't be worth going on this journey if there wouldn't be any challenges, because then you don't see whether you have progressed or not. When you progress and you get the same challenges that you used to get, you see how you react. Do you react differently, or do I always react the same? If I react differently, and something has happened, something has improved. Do you want, Panna? Thank you. I forgot to thank you, Panna. Do you want me to keep on, or should you do meditation now? Yes. So it's good to step into meditation. I hope you, yeah. Will you put music, or do I do meditation without music?
You can put the music on.
Okay, I think I will just not have music. I think because it's sometimes it's hard to adjust the sound of the voice. My voice always become lower when I'm content. I hope it's okay to do it without.
Fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna share a picture. So I take a deep breath and I explore how the body is feeling. Am I relaxed, or is some kind of tension in the body? I just breathe slowly, and I think I'm feeling good. I am happy, and I'm allowing myself to experience this happy feeling internally. And experience how good I feel. I try to sit as comfortably as possible so there's no ache or pains in the body. And I relax, start on my legs and feet. I relax my lower body, my feet and legs and my hips. And I feel the support from the chair. And I relax my torso, my tummy, my chest and my back and my shoulders. It's good to allow the shoulders to drop down. Allow all the tension to melt away from the shoulders down to the arms, and it's like dripping out of the fingers. And the face is soft and relaxed. And if I feel comfortable about that, I keep my eyes half open and focus on the point, this white point in the center of this beautiful picture on the screen. And I'm going to step inwards into my inner world. I have this deep desire to create a peaceful world internally. Peaceful world where I can tap into when there is some hustle and bustle going on in the outer world. Create a secret space internally where I can nourish myself and let go of all fear, anxiety, and negativity. It is my aim to be able to control my mind and guide it easily into peaceful state. I say to myself, I am a being of peace. Peace is my original nature. And the more I nourish peace, the more space it takes in my life. Of all doubts about myself, about my capability, and appreciate and honor myself as a special human being and special soul. I am playing this role I am in today. There are a lot of people around me in all kinds of relationships. And the more I respect myself and honor myself, I become a greater sample for all these people who are in my life. When they see me honoring myself, they will do the same. By having faith in myself, I become an instrument to teach others to have faith in themselves. It's a beautiful service to be a good instrument. By sitting in meditation and creating a stable, peaceful inner world, I'm putting a building block into my future. I'm creating my future. My future will be more peaceful and filled with more faith in myself, faith in what is going on around me. And lives become easier. Being is sending me power to build up my inner faith. Because the energy that comes from the divine is the purest, most powerful and peaceful energy. That is what I want, and that is what I need. So by turning my awareness inwards and guiding my awareness upwards to that divine. I am tapping into source of energy that is extremely helpful in all situations in life. Sitting in this awareness and in these connections, creates calmness internally. Strengthen my faith as a being. It builds up my self-respect. Keep my mind stable. I don't need to think and I don't need to judge. I'm just enjoying this moment. And boosting myself up with this beautiful energy from the divine. It's like my inner light is becoming brighter and ignited. Silence and stillness. I can easily transform myself by slowing down my mind and guiding my mind, and taking every scene in the drama lightly. Now I deepen my breathing, open my eyes if they are all closed. I just say Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So Panna, is a question answer or you want me to keep on talking?
If anybody got questions, please go ahead.
Yes, don't be shy. I like to get questions and the other will benefit from your questions as well.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Right. Sister, it's nice to have a person who's a mother as well. What was the reaction of your children when you first told them you were going to now join the Brahma Kumaris?
Fun, of course, first when I started to join, nobody knew about Brahma Kumaris in my society because it's in Iceland and they just came in open center and I started gradually. And there was mainly reaction because of the food.
Oh.
Because they were not vegetarian either, and I started to be vegetarian. But gradually, I changed it. So, and somehow my children are a little bit like my friends, so they have never been giving much obstacle to me on this journey. But when I decided to move to London, my middle child said, "Oh, I'm glad you're just going to London. I thought you would go to India." so she was relieved that I was not going so far away because I had such a love for Madhavan, you know. So it was a little bit funny, her reaction.
They must have been grown up to understand what you were doing, yes?
They were teenagers. They were all living with me when I started, you know. Then gradually, they left home. So in the beginning, for the first 6 years, some of them were living with me. But when they were all gone, then I moved. But of course, it's an interesting journey. And what I really experienced that when I was not in full ride, you know, I was always getting obstacles. But when I was felt like I was in full ride, and I just said straight away, I just eat this food, I just do this. People used to call me all time, and when they had called me like few times in the night and I was sleeping, they realized, okay, she go early to sleep. I didn't have to say that I go early to sleep. They just call me like twice, and then they realized, oh, I shouldn't call her at night. So because I went early to sleep to wake up for early meditation. So there was, you know, a lot of hindrance. But what I realized when I was in like a full power, saying things, everything went easier.
Because Iceland is a Christian faith, yeah.
Yeah, but we are not very much into religion. Okay. You know, we have church, but people hardly goes there. My mother was very Christian, but she had died at the time. Both my parents had left the body or died when I came from Kumari. So in a way, it has been easy for me.
But how do they view you as when you go back? How do they react?
My family is okay. Everyone are okay. You know, I feel like they a little bit envy me because I'm making my dream come true. You know, you get respect when people see that you just stand up for yourself and do what you want to do.
Yeah,
true.
I agree there.
Very true. Very true.
After course, how many years you went there?
I took the course 2008, and 2010 the open center where I lived. There was no center where I was living, and there was and I was the only one who became a Brahma Kumaris in that center. And the center was closed 7 years later, and at that time I got this opportunity to come to London. But it was through Jantiben, so it was a great fortune for me.
Wow,
so
nice.
Yeah, so I've been here for 6 years almost.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So you did perform your duties before coming. You just didn't leave your family when they were young, right?
No, they had all moved out. Yes. So I didn't leave them, and I'm in a good relationship with them, and they have all come to Global House, you know, and I go there regularly. I'm going in August. So at least that's my fortune. I'm in good relationship with my children.
That's the main thing. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. So everyone are happy. Of course, I would like them to go on same path as I am, but it's not in my hands.
No.
And I became a grandmother in February. My son had a son, so I'm a grandmother already.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a little bit complicated to be so far away, but this is how it is.
That's why you are so happy. You went in BK group. That's why you are very happy.
Yeah.
Your face is glowing. Your face is glowing.
Yeah, and I am happy. My happiness is growing. Somehow lately I have my faith has built up a lot, and I really, really understand that I'm doing the right thing for me.
Even I feel sometimes leave everything and go and stay with them only.
Yeah, but we just have to look at our situation and how it is.
But I can't go. I'm having my brother with me, so I
Yeah.
can't leave.
Why don't you just take him with you?
That's a good idea.
Brother and sister. We both are brother and sister. We are not married, but
Okay.
he will not come there.
Yeah,
Didi, how you came to know about this Raj Yoga?
It was a little bit funny because there was I have come across it many years ago and got a picture of Shiv Baba, and I bought some CD and I was trying to listen to the meditation, but I was not ready.
No.
Then 2008, I was newly divorced and I just saw this advertisement and I thought I was going for Hatha Yoga.
Ah, okay.
So I went in my gym clothes, but it was Raj Yoga. And somehow I just felt that it was so peaceful and I just felt this is my right place. This is what I should do.
Yeah, so unknowingly Shiv Baba called you. Then
Yeah, and I think he was helping me preparing everything to be easy,
Yes.
So yeah.
Right.
So in a way, my journey has been smooth in many ways, but what I realized is that it's my inner talk that I really have to look at,
That's
and
right.
yeah, and just don't doubt that I can do what I'm asked to do. Just do it.
Do it,
Yeah. Like use this step of courage and do it. It's never gonna be all the way. It's never gonna be worse than people don't like me, but that's okay.
It's their choice whether they like you or not.
Yeah, and most of people are not thinking about me. They are thinking about what I'm doing, but that's not me.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if
Now
they're
we will
just
listen you something. From you, we want to listen more. We are
say
doing question to you only.
it again. Yeah.
Have you managed to sort of persuade a few more to join the Brahma Kumaris from Iceland?
No, there is a center in Iceland, and I would say more have created like a closed soul. It's a funny. Iceland is such a little country. The whole population is 350,000.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, and they are like from Iceland. There have come like probably 15, 16, 17 BKs. I don't know. Some are abroad, some are in Iceland. But those who started in Iceland, there is higher quantity of Brahmin in Iceland than India compared to the population.
Oh,
Wow.
that's something to learn about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because the population is so small, even though we are just like 15 or 17, it's more people according to the population than in India. And yes, so if one BKs take a birth there, or somebody comes into knowledge, it's like a huge compared to the population. But we are in many places. There's one in Italy. I'm here. There's one who is traveling here and there for a long time. One sister was always in Santiago. So it's we are here and there. So how are you doing on your journey?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
People will think it's a stupid question, but I always wonder that when you say that go into inner, so what do you see in the inner? What do you think?
It's both my mind and the soul. Because I consider myself to be a soul, but the mind is like a tool. Mind or intellect and my sanskaras are the tool of the soul. And when I realize I'm a soul, not this body, I'm not this role, but I'm playing this role. It's like it is my role to be a mother of these children, so I cannot run away from that.
That's right.
But they are souls too, so they are just playing their part. So I think about going internally is to stabilize my mind, create my mind calm, create this calm feeling. And in meditation, it's a lot about how you feel. You know, it's like if you say to yourself again and again, I am happy, I am content, gradually this feeling of happiness and content grow internally. And it is always the soul who is both speaking and talking. But in meditation and on your journey to create these feelings that you like to have, whether it's peace, whether it's happiness, contentment, strength, because the more you talk about it internally, you are building it up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And we can change the personality. That's the beauty of it. It's possible to change my personality.
Mm.
It is, and you know, if you know people that have been following Brahma Kumaris, you see that they are usually calm and peaceful. Some get upset sometimes, and we were not like that when we came. I was just living a very, very fast life, and I felt like there was a lot of dramatic in my life, and I took it so seriously when somebody died or when there was some kind of accident. Now I just understand everything differently. It's that to get the knowledge in Brahma Kumaris, it's deepen my understanding of that I'm a soul, and this is just a game. So gradually, the faith builds up, and the faith comes, and the happiness comes. But
So-
nobody can do it for you. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is where you're lacking the faith. You know that God is with you.
You.
Overcome the sin and the guilt. I think to be healed or to be healed of the disease as well, you need to believe yourself in all the things. If you're lacking faith, it will not work. You need to have faith this way in God. That's what.
And it's like both ways, you know. When you have faith in God, you get more strength.
Yeah.
And same with yourself. When you have more faith in yourself, it's easier to accept that God loves you. You know, that you deserve this. You deserve all the energy that He is sending to us. So it's when you strengthen your faith in God, you strengthen your faith in yourself.
True.
So it makes you grow and become stronger, and it's easier to take the right decision and follow your heart, because we know internally what is best for us.
God.
Yes. You need to.
When you have faith in God, you get the courage to face all the obstacles.
Yes.
Yes. And when you understand that this is just a drama, and this is just a game, then the obstacles become small, because we make them big in our mind.
Yeah, it is. If you're positive, then the God will help you as well. That's how we believe. You must always have a positive mind, otherwise God will work out injustice if you have not received what you intend to do. To believe God will provide for you whatever you want, and positiveness is the thing you need to have. Am I right?
The beauty is that every single one can be in this relationship with God. It doesn't mean that you cannot do it, even though you're not able to go to the center. But it's up to you how big step you take. You know, some might be in this position, not be able to go to the center, but they can be in a very, very nice and good relationship with God. Just by connecting, meditating regularly, and doing things regularly. I don't know if any of you are listening to the Murli, like when you have taken the course, you have decided to take some step, everything is accessible today. So it's a combination of creating your fortune and creating your future.
Well, what I learned listening to the Murli, it doesn't mean that you have to take further steps, but just to listen to it, you're encouraging yourself into believing to do something for yourself as well. It gives you more, um, how can I say, encouragement to do things and to learn more what you didn't know before. That's what
That's
I
true.
learned from listening to the Murlis. Um, it's not like that you're pushing yourself to Brahma Kumaris, but it's educating yourself.
Yeah. And what I have noticed, and not so long time ago, but I noticed that if my state is low, if I'm low state, what helps me is to meditate and connect to God. But if I'm not very happy, it makes me happy to take the Murli and like I dive into it, churn it, take some point, think about it, even talk about it in my mind and play with it. And somehow that's create happiness internally. So that's my medicine. No, because so often I feel like I'm so busy, I just listen to the Murli and then I'm doing something the whole day. But if I need to lift myself up and I churn the Murli, and if I need to make myself stronger, I put more effort in meditating. That is what has worked for me, and I love to sit with my cup of tea in the garden and read the Murli. And maybe write down the blessing or write down some points, because when you write it down, when you do it slowly, when you write it very nicely, somehow it sinks in.
I tend to listen to the Murlis in the evenings when I'm in my bed and I can't get to sleep. I listen to it because I get all the Murlis every day from India on WhatsApp, and I try to catch up that way. And I learn quite a lot from there, and I fall asleep as well at that time. So
Yeah.
it's digesting in me.
Somehow it makes you calm to listen to it. It comes this relaxation internally.
Yeah.
It does.
Mm.
It answers your questions even sometimes.
Yeah. There was one brother here who said, if you're upset, don't go to Baba's room. Just take the Murli and read the Murli. You will get the answer why you're upset.
True.
If we miss Amrit Vela, sometimes I miss my Amrit Vela. I don't get up.
Okay.
Maya comes and Ravan comes, everybody comes for me.
Yeah.
But when I miss, my day is going back. It's bad it goes.
Yeah.
I don't like. I feel something upset. I become. अरे अमृत वेला अमृत वेला छोड़ दिया मैंने. I feel something that way.
Nice foundation of the day to have the early hour meditation.
Yeah, a day goes very good if we do it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how to take the whole day up calmly and peacefully.
Yeah.
Shall we do another meditation?
Yes. So with a meditation, I'm going to share this. So I sit quietly and I relax my entire body. I appreciate who I am and I appreciate everything I have. Even appreciate this group I belong to. It's beautiful women's group. It's giving me a lot of nice information and helping me growing and understanding. I know that I am a soul and I, the soul, I am on this journey through life And I want to play my part nicely, be gentle and good to others, and be good to myself. But what is the best thing I can do for myself? Is to be in the most elevated and highest company of the Supreme, the divine company of Shiv Baba. To tap into that company, I first have to understand, realize, and recognize that I am a soul. And it is on a soul level that I communicate with the Supreme Soul. So I visualize a tiny point of light in the center of my forehead. I'm like a diamond or sparkling star in the center of the forehead. Relaxed and sit comfortably in the chair. I am gonna take a journey upwards to the soul world, where the divine resides. I fly upwards or up above this building I'm in. I pass the sky, moon and sun, and I go just like a rocket far, far away into a world of silence. It is a red or orange world filled with peace and stillness. This is my home, and I have a dedicated space there. And I go to my space and I am experiencing the vibrations and rays of love and peace from the divine. And responsibilities. I'm telling myself that I truly deserve this beautiful energy that the Supreme is providing me. It's like I'm sitting in front of the ocean, and there are waves of love and peace coming to me and flowing over me. I, the soul, am truly open to these waves. I'm imbibing peace and love. I can feel how my inner power is building up. Be in the company with the Supreme, to know who I am, creates faith. Faith in myself and faith in God. And I know I can connect to God wherever I want and whenever I want. Supreme Being is just like the sun, constantly sending its rays of purity and peace. And just by thinking about myself and tap into this, I'm filling myself up. Beautiful energy. First and foremost, I have to understand and accept that I deserve all this goodness. It is my fortune to be able to connect to the Supreme, and I can do it as often as I want. Or even just have conversation if I feel like it's hard to be in meditation. I can just sit and talk to God internally. Make him my best friend. Going home from home, lying down, finding my costume, locate myself in the center of the forehead. Om Shanti. It was lovely to spend this hour with all of you.
Thank you very much, Didi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shanti.
Thank you very much, Didi.
Thank you.
Thank to all of you. Thank you for
Didi.
attending.
Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Signu Didi. It was wonderful meditation we had and a good talk to listen to. So, to have positive in you, you will gain your faith in everything you do.
True.
So we shall catch up again next week with a different subject. Have a lovely weekend and
Thank you.
and
Thank you. Bye.
don't forget we've got Zumba tomorrow, and then Tuesday we've got a cooking demo. So try and join in for our cooking demo as well. Something different. કોઈને પાક બનાવવો હોય તો come and join us.
કેટલા વાગે છે?
અડધી રાતના. અડધી રાતના.
It's at 7:30, I think, for joining in, and
In the evening.
yeah, evening.
Thank you.
The link is already out, so look that up.
Thank you.
Thank you very
મારી
much.
માટે તો અડધી રાત કરી નાખો તમે.
Recording હશે?